A KPMG study of senior executives shows finding talent is the biggest issue for bosses. Joining me now is Chief Economist for KPMG, Dr. Rynne. And Doctor, thanks so much for joining us. This is an annual report by KPMG that surveyed 473 senior executives, and it seems like finding talent, we've heard this before, but it's the biggest issue for bosses this year.
Absolutely. It's not only finding talent, but it's also keeping the talent that they actually have as well. And so the real struggle has been looking for those talented resources when we've got an unemployment rate down at 3.4%. Arguably, we're well beyond full employment, and being able to find the staff that we need to meet all our customer demand has actually been really difficult.
Well, it makes sense. And they're expecting an economic slowdown in 2023 as well. Are those senior executives adjusting at all for the coming year because of that?
Well, in fact, no. While we're seeing that slowdown, it is an unusual set of circumstances that we do expect the economy to slow over the next 12 to 18 months or so. But we're starting off at that position where we've got more Australians employed than we've ever had before. And in fact, we've still got large job vacancies. Arguably, what we've got is that the number of people that are looking for work actually is matching the number of jobs that are available. So, but what that shows is that we've got this skills mismatch at the moment. And what we need to do is to try to attract foreign skilled migrants to come to Australia to help continue grow our economy.
CEOs are also less concerned about remote working by employees compared to last year. Why is this? Is it because they're more used to it now, or a lot more people are returning to the office?
Look, I think it's a combination of both, to be honest with you. You think about 12 months ago, we were still embedding the working from home during COVID. And what we've now realised is that staff in those organisations where it can be flexible quite enjoy the combination of both working from home and in the office. And so getting that balance right between enabling people that flexibility, but still ensuring that you get teamwork, innovation, cross-fertilisation of ideas while you're in the office is something that bosses are still working through. But what they recognise is that people do enjoy and benefit from that flexibility.
No surprises that cybersecurity was rated a big issue. No one would want an Optus or Medibank on their watch, would they?
No, and cybersecurity got ranked third in our survey. And in fact, it was the Optus cyber event actually happened about 2 days after we shut our survey. So arguably, as an issue, it would be even higher than it was if that event had occurred while we were asking CEOs what was keeping them up at night.
Artificial intelligence like ChatGPT are taking the world by storm, and that's just one example. Is disruptive technology a factor in this year's annual survey?
It has been, but what we're seeing is that people are trying to harness that disruptive technology and get productivity gains and enhancement to their business activities out of that as well. And so on one hand, the disruptive technologies are exactly that. They disrupt, they cause concern, they worry some businesses, but other businesses are looking at that disruptive technology in terms of the positivity that it can bring to them and harness that disruption so that they can have a step change on how they actually work.
Just in conclusion, as a whole, after reading through these survey results, would you say that senior executives in Australia are generally positive about 2023?
They are, but the thing that is quite interesting in the survey results is that the nuts and bolts of business risks, just simply selling more, increasing revenue, growing your market share, has lifted from 11th in our rankings last year to be 6th. So businesses recognise that the next 12 to 18 months are going to be tougher. despite the fact that we've been coming through a pandemic and we've had all of these disruptions to how we work and operate. But the recognition that we're back into a more traditional economic slowdown and the fact that governments are unlikely to be dipping into their own pockets to try to improve that overall macroeconomic situation because inflationary effects are concerning, means that just the standard business practice of looking to grow your revenue is becoming much more important.
Dr. Brendan Rynne, really appreciate your insights. Thanks for joining us on Afternoon Agenda. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.